They laughed at her accent, mocked her background, and treated her like the help, not knowing she held the power to destroy their $900 million empire with one phone call. Manhattan, the 68th floor of Sterling Tower. A billion-dollar deal is about to be. Son, the kind that makes headlines and changes industries. Adrian Cole, CEO of Cole Tech Industries, walks into the boardroom with confidence earned through decades of breaking barriers. But the billionaire Whitmore family sees only one thing: a black woman who doesn't belong in their world. What they do next is unforgivable. What she does after ... is legendary. Scene: Sterling Tower, Executive Boardroom, 2 p.m. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlook Manhattan. A 40-foot mahogany table dominates the room. At one end sits the Whitmore family. Richard Whitmore, 68, silverhead, old money. Patriarch Victoria Whitmore, 62, pearls designer suit, ice-cold elegance. Preston Whitmore, 38. Their son, entitled smirk, trust fund arrogance. Their lawyers flank them, 3 white men in identical navy suits. The door opens. Adrian Cole, 45, black woman, sharp burgundy blazer, natural hairstyled, elegantly enters with her assistant Marcus, 32, black man, sharp, loyal. Adrian built Cole Tech from a garage startup to a $2 billion AI company in 15 years. She's here to finalize a partnership with Whitmore Holdings, a $900 million deal to integrate her groundbreaking AI into their global supply chain. She extends her hand to Richard. Adrian, warm, confident. Mr. Whitmore, it's a pleasure to finally meet in person. Richard looks at her hand for a beat too long before shaking it limp, dismissive. Richard coldly, yes, please, sit. Not pleasure to meet you, not thank you for coming, just ... sit. Adrian notices but maintains her composure. Marcus's jaw tightens. They sit. Adrienne opens her presentation folder. Adrienne, I've prepared a revised implementation timeline based on our last video conference. I believe we can accelerate the rollout by Victoria interrupting. To her husband, Richard, darling, did Jeeves confirm our reservation at Le Bernardine? She doesn't even look at Adrienne. Richard, 7 o'clock. We'll make it if this doesn't run long. Adrienne pauses, then continues. Adrienne, as I was saying, the AI integration can reduce your logistics costs by 34% in the first quarter alone. Preston, leaning back, smirking, I'm sorry, can you repeat that? Your accent is a bit ... thick. Silence. Adrienne speaks perfect English, educated at MIT, Stanford, MBA. There is no accent. This is a lie designed to humiliate. Adrienne calmly, I don't have an accent, Mr. Whitmore. Preston, oh, I just thought, you know, coming from, where did you say you grew up? Detroit, he says. Detroit like it's a disease. Adrienne, yes, Detroit, where I built my first computer from spare parts at age 12. Victoria, fake sweetness. How? ... resourceful. Richard, didn't our gardener grow up in Detroit? The lawyers shift uncomfortably. Richard ignoring the comment. Miss Cole. Adrienne correcting, Dr. Cole. I have a PhD in computer science. Richard, annoyed. Right. Dr. Cole. Before we proceed, I need to address some concerns. Your company's leadership team, I noticed in your prospectus that it's quite ... diverse. Adrienne carefully. Yes, we believe in hiring the best talent, regardless of background. Richard, admirable. But Whitmore Holdings has a certain image to maintain. Our shareholders expect traditional excellence, you understand? Adrienne, I'm not sure I do. Could you clarify? Victoria, jumping in. What Richard means is that while your little tech startup is charming, we're talking about a legacy that spans 150 years. Old money, old values, standards. She looks Adrienne up and down. Victoria, we simply want to ensure that whoever represents our brand looks the part. The room goes ice cold. Marcus, speaking up, controlled anger. Are you suggesting? Adrienne, hand up, stopping him. Marcus. She turns to Victoria with calm fire in her eyes. Adrienne, Mrs. Whitmore, are you saying that I, a black woman, don't look the part to partner with your company? Preston, laughing. Oh God, here we go. The race card. Classic Victoria. Don't be dramatic, dear. We're simply being honest. This is business, not personal. Adrienne, calling me dear is personal. Questioning my appearance is personal. Mocking my background is personal. Richard, standing, cold fury. I think we're done here. Clearly this partnership isn't a cultural fit. Preston, yeah, maybe try pitching to, I don't know, more urban companies, places where you'd fit in better. Adrienne stands slowly. Marcus is shaking with rage, but follows her lead. Adrienne, voice like steel. Let me make sure I understand. You've flown me to New York, wasted 6 months of negotiations, and humiliated me in front of your staff because of the color of my skin. Richard was simply protecting our brand. Adrienne, your brand, right? She, up her folder, pauses at the door. Adrienne, you should know something. This meeting, it was being recorded for legal documentation. Every word you just said is on file. Preston, smirking. So what? You'll sue? With what money? Your little tech company can't afford our lawyers. Victoria, besides, who would believe you? It's your word against the Whitmore name. Adrienne smiles, small, knowing, dangerous. Adrienne, you're right, who would believe me? Enjoy your dinner at Le Bernardine. She walks out. Marcus follows. The Whitmores laugh as the door closes. Preston, Did she really think she could play in our league? Victoria? Some people just don't know their place. Scene: Adrienne's hotel suite to 3 p.m. Adrienne sits by the window, staring at the city below. Her hands shake not from fear, but from controlled fury. Marcus paces livid. Marcus, we should sue. We have everything on tape. That was blatant discrimination. Adrienne quietly. No lawsuit. Marcus, what? They just Adrienne. I know what they did. Marcus, but lawsuits take years, cost millions, and even if we win, they write a check and move on. She stands, walks to her laptop. Adrienne, I want them to feel what I felt in that room. Powerless, dismissed, erased. Marcus, how? Adrienne opens her email, pulls up a message chain. Adrienne, 3 months ago, before the Whitmore deal, I received another offer from Nakamura Global. They wanted exclusive rights to our AI for their entire Asian and European operations. Marcus, his eyes widening. The $1.2 billion offer. You turned it down for Whitmore. Adrienne, because Whitmore was American. I wanted to keep the jobs here, support our economy, build something that represented the country that gave my parents refuge. Her voice cracks slightly. Adrienne, my father came here from Nigeria with $200 and a dream. He worked 3 jobs so I could go to college. He believed America was the land of opportunity where merit mattered more than skin color. She wipes her eyes. Adrienne, today the Whitmores showed me that's a lie. Marcus softly, so what are you going to do? Adrienne picks up her phone. Adrienne, I'm going to make a phone call. Scene: Whitmore estate. 6:30 p.m. The Whitmore family prepares for dinner. Victoria puts on her emerald necklace. Preston adjusts his cufflinks. Richard reviews stock reports. His phone rings. His chief counsel. Richard, yes. David. David panicked. Voice over phone. Sir, we have a problem. A massive problem. Richard, what is it? David, Adrienne Cole just announced a partnership with Nakamura Global. Exclusive worldwide deal. $1.2 billion. Richard pausing. So, later we'll find another AI vendor. David, sir, that was the other vendor. Tech and Nakamura together now control 78% of the enterprise AI market. Everyone else is years behind. Richard's face goes pale. David, without Cole's AI, our automated supply chain is dead. We can't compete. Our Q4 projections, sir. We're looking at a $600 million loss, possibly bankruptcy within 18 months if we can't modernize. Richard, voice shaking. That's impossible. There are other companies, David. I've contacted them. They're all in negotiations with Nakamura. Cole boxed us out. It's intentional. Richard, she's shutting us down. Victoria and Preston here. Richard's raised voice and enter his study. Preston, Dad, what's wrong? Richard hangs up, stares at his phone. Richard whispering, that woman, she destroyed us in 3 hours. Victoria, what are you talking about? Richard, the Cole deal, we need it. Without it, Whitmore Holdings is finished. Preston panicking, then call her, apologize, offer her more money. Richard, it's not about money, you idiot. We humiliated her, we told her she didn't belong. Victoria defensively, we were protecting our brand. Richard exploding, our brand is worth nothing without Cole's technology. You just cost this family everything. Scene: Tech headquarters. Next morning, Adrienne sits in her corner office. Floor-to-ceiling windows, modern art, photos of her parents on her desk. Her assistant buzzes. Assistant, Ms. Cole, Richard Whitmore is here. He doesn't have an appointment, but he's insisting. Adrienne, send him in. Richard enters alone, no lawyers, no family. His shoulders are slumped. He looks 10 years older. Richard hoarse, Dr. Cole. Adrienne not standing, not shaking hands. Mr. Whitmore. Richard, I came too. I need to speak with you about reconsidering our partnership. Adrienne, I'm sorry, I'm not following. Yesterday you said it wasn't a cultural fit. What changed? Richard flinches. Richard, I was wrong. We were wrong. The things we said. Adrienne, the racist things you said. Richard quietly. Yes, Adrienne, say it. Say what you did. Richard struggling. We discriminated against you, based on your race, Adrienne, and Richard, and we humiliated you, treated you with disrespect, mocked your background. Adrienne, why? Richard breaking, because we thought we were better than you, because we've lived in a bubble where people like us never face consequences, because where we were arrogant. Adrienne stands, walks to the window. Adrienne, Mr. Whitmore, do you know what it's like to walk into a room and have people assume you read the assistant, the secretary, the diversity hire? Richard, no. Adrienne, do you know what it's like to be twice as educated, twice as accomplished, and still be called urban or told you don't fit the image? Richard, no. Adrienne, do you know what it's like to represent everything your parents sacrificed for, only to be told you don't belong because of your skin? She turns to face him, tears in her eyes but voice steady. Adrienne, that's my reality. Every single day. Richard quietly, I'm sorry, Adrienne. Are you sorry for what you did? Or sorry that it cost you $900 million? Silence. Richard, honest, both. But if I'm being truthful, mostly the second, because that's who I am. That's who we are. Adrienne nods, respecting the honesty at least. Adrienne, I appreciate your honesty and your apology, but no, I will not work with Whitmore Holdings. Richard desperate, please, we'll do anything. Triple the contract value. Public apology. Diversity training. Whatever you want. Adrian, I don't want your money. Or your apologies. I want you to understand that people like me, black people, brown people, women, immigrants, we're not asking for a seat at your table. She leans forward. Adrian, we're building our own tables. And you're not invited. Richard, this will destroy my family's company. 150 years of legacy, Adrian. Legacies built on the backs of people you looked down on do deserve to survive. She opens the door. Adrian, goodbye, Mr. Whitmore. Richard walks out, defeated. Marcus enters after he leaves. Marcus, you okay? Adrian, yeah, actually, I am. She looks at the photo of her parents. Adrian, they would have been proud. Epilogue. Final 1-minute narrator. Voiceover with powerful music. Whitmore Holdings stock dropped 47% in 3 days. 6 months later, they filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Richard Whitmore sold the family estate. Preston was forced to get his first real job. Victoria's social circle quietly distanced themselves from the scandal. Coltech's partnership with Nakamura Global became the most successful tech merger in history. Adrian Cole was named one of Time's most influential people. But more importantly, she used her platform to create mentorship programs for young black girls in STEM. She funded scholarships for Detroit students. She built the world she wished existed when she was 12. Building computers from spare parts, because true power isn't about destroying your enemies. It's about building something so strong that their hate can't touch you. Respect is not given because of someone's net worth. It's given because of their worth as a human being. If you've ever been underestimated, this story is for you. Keep building, keep rising. Like if you believe in equality. Comment, have you ever been judged unfairly? Share this message of empowerment. Subscribe for stories that inspire change. Tomorrow's story. Poor janitor donates to charity. Turns out, she's a secret millionaire. See you then.